Hello and welcome to Coffee with Dr. Carla. I'm Dr. Carla. This is Amy, and we are glad that you are here today with us. And today we're going to talk about some different, mental health related issues and hopefully start to end the stigma around it. So I know that I'm probably behind in the times, but I know there's been surges in people's interest around meal prep, right? And there is definitely an appeal from my perspective, like, okay, I don't have to worry about it afterwards. Like I get it all done and then I just hit the pull stuff out of the refrigerator and off I go. And I think that's very, enticing.
Yep.
But then the thought of like, okay, how do I get it to where it's all in my refrigerator? And wait, that's my responsibility to get it in the refrigerator?
It is.
Like, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So, so I know that this is something that you've really, maybe honed as an art and, kind of really got down. So maybe share a little bit about what meal prep is and isn't and some of the tricks maybe that you had.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, it's not just meal prepping, right? You can't prep food unless you have a plan. So you have to have a plan. You also have to go to the grocery store.
What?
So there's like a lot of things that go here.
That's just unreasonable, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but we're going to walk through it. So this started in February. It will be 7 years that I've been doing meal plans.
Yeah. See now, and I knew when I first met you, like that was part of the thing that intrigued us.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. So the reason I started, so 7 years ago, my husband and I were working. He was working nights. At that point, we had 3 kids, and even before that, I've always been like a planner, a prepper, because I worked. So getting home and then standing in the kitchen was just a lot. So what I started doing was just a weekly plan. Like, let's just see what we can make. And then it turned into, okay, well, why if we were just going to make a week, why not make a whole month? So for the beginner, for you, the beginner, let's start. You've got to eat, right? I only plan dinners. I don't plan, I keep food in the house for breakfast and lunch, but I only plan dinners.
Okay.
So that's a step.
It seems
first.
less daunting.
We're going to start with something small. And this can even go back even smaller than that. Let's just plan one dinner. One dinner. And depending on your family size, you can double that dinner.
Sure.
Right? So you can make a double batch, even a triple batch. Chili is like the easiest thing to make a lot of batches. Now, I'm a mom of 3 boys and a husband, and we're meat eaters. So one batch is not enough. 2 batches a typical dinner, like 2.5 pounds of meat is a typical dinner, no leftovers. But for the person who's just starting, make a big batch of chili, freeze half of it, freeze a third of it, and now you've got a meal for another time too.
Sure. It doesn't have to be that week.
Nope.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, see, I have no problem making a triple batch of chili and eating it for every single day, lunch and dinner that week, and I think that's perfectly normal.
Some people can do that.
And then I don't want chili for another couple months or whatever.
Right.
But there are some people who don't.
Right.
Maybe that's not so normal, but to me it's like, whatever, it's in the refrigerator, I'm going to eat it.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's other things too, like when my son and I first were just living together, just the 2 of us, I would do meatballs. And we would have like meatballs. Then we would have spaghetti and meatballs. Then we'd have meatball subs because it was just the 2 of us. So we weren't going through all that, and I cannot eat the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So it and then we would like chop it up and eat it as like a salad, right? Sure. So there's a lot of different things you can do. But let's go back to why you meal plan and then why you meal prep. It saves money. It really does. Like even on my drive here, I was like, oh, my stomach, I forgot to eat breakfast. I'm going to stop and get something to eat because we don't have leftovers at home. Well, right there, that was poor planning.
Yeah, okay.
So my decision is not going to be like something healthy. It's probably going to be Taco Bell because I love Taco Bell. So now I'm spending money I didn't need to spend. I'm ordering food that I probably shouldn't eat. And I never go to Taco Bell, so I'm going to get more than I need to. And it's impulse, right? So now I have a family of 5. We order food out. Pizza out is like $70. That's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So there's so many things. It saves you time. It truly saves you time once you figure it out. It saves you money. Whatever lifestyle diet you follow, it keeps you on that. Now, we don't have to stick to it. That's okay. So beginner meal planning is take inventory of what you have. You probably have a lot more food in your house than you realize.
Sure.
My mom could feed like 3 armies, I think. So if you ever need something, go to my mom's house. She's got plenty. And if she runs out, my grandma could also feed 4 armies.
But nothing is
planned, prepped.
Or even you're missing one ingredient from just
Yes.
about anything you think you want to make.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So what I always do, and I do this to this day, 7 years later, at the last week of the month, I go around with a notebook and I write everything I have. Not like salt, pepper, not that stuff, but I write everything that I have on hand.
Those are the things we sometimes like,
It
what?
is.
There's no salt in the house, right?
Yes.
So sometimes we do need to write salt and pepper on our
And
list, right? Yeah.
if you're someone who goes through things on a regular basis, you're going to make that, going through that stuff is going to pick out the things that have expired.
Sure.
Like those seasonings that you use one time and then you never use it again. Yeah. So it's a good thing to do. So
we thought it'd be cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a big inventory of what you have on hand and then the meats you have on hand. And then Google is your best friend. I was literally searching last night potatoes and chicken, canned chicken, just to see what I could make with those two things. So take inventory, figure out what meals you can make. It's okay to eat a hodgepodge too.
Sure.
To get started. Okay, you have to start somewhere. So then you make a plan. So you've got 7 days. What are we going to eat? I like themes. That makes it easy on me. So we always have chili on Sundays. We always have tacos on Tuesdays. Thursdays is usually like breakfast, leftovers. Fridays is finger foods.
Okay.
And then from there. But like right there, it kind of gives me an idea of, okay, this is what we've got.
And you don't have to think too hard.
No.
Yeah.
And that's nice. So having themes is always good. A lot of people do like meatless Mondays, watch it in the crock Wednesdays. You can get creative. But so you have now a plan. Now you go to the grocery store. So here's like the money saving tip. Only buy what's on your list.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that, but I'm telling you, and this is like the nerdy accountant coming in me, when I'm at the grocery store and I have this list, I will write anything that I buy that is not on that list on the side. And you'll see it's like $20. $20 isn't a lot. But when you're going to the grocery store 4 times a week, 4 times a month, that's $80.
And now, this is one of the things that I feel like we were gifted with when it came to the pandemic, right? The idea of ordering your groceries online and having them, put them in your car, right? So now you're, the impulse buying is significantly less. And these places are not charging you to pick it up.
They're not charging much more.
Right? Well, to pick it up, it's nothing more. To deliver it, it's almost nothing, right? Especially if you order over a certain amount, which, I don't know, I think it's like $35 or $50. I'm like, how do you only buy $35 or $50 worth of groceries? But yeah, it's getting to the point where I don't do the grocery shopping. My son-in-law does, but like everything just gets ordered online and he picks up probably 90% of it.
Yeah.
And there's 10% where he's like, I know I need this. I'm not sure what it is. I can't find it online. And then he goes in and he hunts down whatever this crazy thing is, right?
And I do support that. I used to be against some of those delivery services because they were charging like a surcharge on every item. I'm like, I'm spending $3 more on a package of beef. Like, I'll just go and get it. But it's impulse buying. And if you don't see value in that service yet, see how many things you buy impulsively.
Yeah.
And you're going to, like, the Doritos that are on sale for $1.99. That's really good price. I'm going to get those. Well, would you have bought them anyways? No. They weren't on your list. So can I afford $1.99? Yes, I can. Did I need to spend that? No. So that's $2.
Yeah.
And it adds up. It really does. And that takes, I think it's like $100 a year.
Yeah.
But the impulse buy, I'm telling you, it's worth it. So going back to, so you're going to go to the grocery store. Now, you can't, some people like leftovers, some people will not eat leftovers, some people will not eat frozen food. There's options. You can do dump and go, which is for crock pots. So you essentially chop everything up, put it in a bag, put it in your fridge. And then you just dump it in the crock pot and you go.
Okay.
Dump and go. Those are pretty simple. You can look on Google, Pinterest, you'll find plenty of recipes. I have extremely busy weeks. Every day after school, we have sports every night. My husband works night shift. I cannot afford, nor do I want to, be in the kitchen all night. So I prep on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
I would say, it sounds a lot, but hear me out. I would say 2 to 3 hours each day, but that is our entire week of food. So on Saturday, I prep Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On Sunday, I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's done. There's no dishes, there's no pots, there's nothing. It's literally, we get home from school, we get home from a sport, here's your food.
Right.
My kids will eat it cold. They're kind of weird like that. I won't, but it's all there.
Right.
And it's nice. So you just sit down. There's no stress of like, hold on, I'll help you with your homework in a minute. I'm cooking this and do it.
Right.
It's just nice.
That is
so
nice.
The days that I don't do that, I get flustered. I notice that. And then I'm short with my kids and I'm just it's just not worth it to me.
Right, and then our mental health starts to deteriorate.
It does, and
Right.
it's just over pots and pans. Or I thought I had this, and now I don't have this. So how are we supposed to eat spaghetti with no noodles?
Yeah.
Those things happen
Yeah.
because it was poor planning. So you don't have to meal prep as extreme as I do. You can make one extra meal on Sundays. The chili.
Right.
Make the chili on Sundays. That gives you a couple days. I just love crock pots. Crock pots. If you have no time, you want to, follow a healthy lifestyle. I'm saying this just from personal preference. You can take, and it doesn't take a long time. People think she just said 6 hours. It's not that. That's extreme. I'm cooking a lot of food
Right.
for 5 people and many meals. If you take chicken breasts and you put them in the crock pot and you put salsa over them and turn it on, that's a
it.
meal.
Right.
You can do so much with it. You don't even have to put salsa. Put chicken in the crock pot with some water, chicken broth.
Right.
You can turn that into quesadillas, salad, wraps,
Tacos.
anything. I mean,
Right,
even
yeah.
just eat it. Put
Yeah.
it on rice.
Yeah.
So if you are someone who just the thought of thinking of recipes and meals and what do my kids like, what don't they like, how do I have time to do this? It doesn't have to be complex.
Yeah.
It could be very simple. Just chicken breast in the crock pot. You could put barbecue sauce. You could put chicken broth. You can put salsa. You can put Italian dressing. I mean, there's a whole week of food right there.
Right. And there you
all
go.
of that was pretty healthy, and it takes 2 seconds to breast topping on.
Exactly. And then
That's
you
it.
don't have to stay home.
Nope.
So hopefully this helps everybody. And we are going into, a busier season. And for some people, every week is a busy season. So hopefully some of these small tips can really transform the way you guys do life. So remember, you could change your thoughts, discover your potential, and transform your life by focusing on your overall well-being. So until next time, continue working on being the best you possible. Bye.